It's the P to the O-K-E-M-O-N, and it's just not any old Pokemon, but the ones from the Hoenn region. When Hoenn Pokemon had been revealed, it actually received a lot of negative backlash from the community, because they didn't look like Pokemon. Which to that I have to say, who the hell are you to decide what a Pokemon looks like in a universe where they come into many shapes and sizes? That's another rant for another day, but let's take the time to show them some love to these Pokemon. Hey everyone, what's up? I am CTB Emotionless, you can call me Savage, and welcome to The Top Stuff, where I get a topic, make a list, you disagree with me, and move on with our lives. Like the previous list, starters and legendaries are banned from the list, and I will be preserving them for a different list in the future. So let's get into the top 10 Hoenn Pokemon. Intro, activate. Starting this list off with a Pokemon that will be on both the top 10 best and worst Hoenn Pokemon. I'm not going to say why it'll be on the list for worst, because then I would just be repeating myself, and what's the point of that? So it's on this list because, just like Magikarp, it is unexpectedly good when you evolve the damn thing. Now, first I had no expectations for this Pokemon until I saw Milotic's existence. The sad thing is, when I first saw Milotic, I just knew that this fucker had evolved into it, and it made me laugh out of both anger and because just how funny it is. To be honest, I do enjoy how unique the evolution process is as well. Yes, it is a little off the wall, because who the hell would think of raising the beauty attribute all the way up for this Pokemon would be the trick? I'm almost 100% positive that someone did this as a joke and was blown away when it evolved. Anyway, Feebas, you just made the list! Another reference that probably no one got, but it's okay. Moving on. Okay, who honestly thought this Pokemon wouldn't make the list? It's a mushroom that's ready to brawl. Plus it comes with the ability Effect Spore, so if you're trying to hit it and quit it, it's possible that it will transfer something to you. Take that as you want to. Also, I just adore the design. It's very cute for this Pokemon. I honestly didn't think Shroomish was going to amount to much, but I gave it a chance, and boy, I'm so glad that I did. Breloom was a complete joy to have. Plus, it's a grass fighting type. That's already fucking gangster. Like, come on. It's a metal monster of doom. It ticks the checkboxes to be a phenomenal Pokemon. Looks badass? Check. Has an awesome moveset in TM Pool? Check. Metal AF? Check. The only bad thing, which isn't really a bad thing, is having to endure the long wait through the evolution process, which I have to say, fair enough, for a badass like this. Okay, I'm going to make sure I use the word badass less from this point in this video, because if I keep calling every Pokemon a badass, is it truly a badass? That's a nay. So I will only use it for one more Pokemon later on this list for sure. Let's move on. I honestly love both evolution possibilities for Nincada, so that's why I put them both on here. Ninjask is a phenomenal speed demon that can get its hits in quickly and get out if need be. It's actually my preference of the two, but I threw Shedinja on this list because its ability was way too unique and dope to just ignore. That ability is Wonder Guard. Yes, there is an easy workaround from it, but it allows temporary immunity, especially for those who are unprepared. Gonna say it right now though, these two are personally one of my favorite bug type Pokemon, and if you haven't used them, go ahead and learn why they're dope. Okay, Carvanha is on this list because it's a piranha that evolves into a fucking shark. Plus that ability Rough Skin is so damn appropriately annoying, and I love it. It has unique typing, which doesn't really do it any better other than having the move Crunch being able to do stab damage, but nonetheless still a steady stable water type that was introduced, and I was glad that it was useful because past and future installments of fish Pokemon tend to be, well, honestly disappointing. Daru Sandstorm Dragon. Okay, Flygon, I'm gonna say it right now. When I used Trap Pinch on my team, I had no idea what its final evolution would be. I actually thought Vibrava was the final form, since it takes so damn long to evolve into Flygon. But when Vibrava evolved into this beautiful sand dragon, my heart started to cry of joy. Mind you, I didn't know it evolved into Flygon simply because I almost beat the game before the anime even introduced the Pokemon, so I had no idea. Yeah, I could have figured out that it evolved based off from looking in the Pokedex, but I was a stupid kid, okay? Flygon is simply on this list because the stats are amazing, the design is so cool, and because it was a nice surprise for me as a kid. This Pokemon's existence is so edgy. Absol could do a hair flip if it wanted to, and if you didn't think that was edgy enough, it's known as the Disaster Pokemon. And only because wherever this Pokemon appears, typically a natural disaster follows. Now of course Absol only shows up to warn folks of a disaster, but around the first time it was introduced, no one knew that. So, lol. This Pokemon was actually good despite being more of a physical attacker, which actually isn't really good at the time for dark types, since most of them were physical attackers. But Absol was able to somehow manage, so that's a yay. This monster is a nightmare to fight in Emerald version against Brawly, and I'm talking about Makuhita and Hariyama, but it felt so good to use on others. It's bulky fighting type with plenty of health and pretty solid attack stat. This Pokemon is a beast and it still knows how to hold it down. Yeah, it's not speedy, which I'm that kind of battler, but it's okay when you have that much health, defense, and offense. Also, here's some random trivia. Makuhita is more difficult to catch than Hariyama, and it's the only family in Pokemon to have the pre-evolution to have a lower catch rate than the highest form. I thought that was actually pretty cool and shows that the Pokedex entry did indeed match with Makuhita's personality, where it would endure much more as young as possible. So yeah, that's really cool. He's a ninja hidden in the leaf. I hate Naruto. But in all seriousness, Shiftry is a badass. Yep, this is the Pokemon I saved it for. Unfortunately, it got the Shaftry, see what I did there, for its typing due to not being much of a special attacker, because around the days when Shiftry was introduced, the attack and special split has not occurred yet, which fucking sucks because grass and dark type moves were considered special attackers. I don't care though. It was an awesome Pokemon in the later installments while proceeding to look like a badass. So that's a thumbs up in my book. Slacking is just too fucking awesome. When it was introduced, it had a ridiculous attack stat, and the best way they could balance the damn thing was with the ability Truant, which makes the Pokemon not be able to attack every other turn. But when Slacking hits, he doesn't hit hard. He hits with the intent to kill. Also, if you wanted to be cheap with Slacking in Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald, you could teach it Hyper Beam. Now for you new fans, you might be thinking, so what? Hyper Beam is a special attack and Slacking is a physical attacker, not a special attacker. And to that I say, you are very much so correct. But when Slacking was introduced, the special and physical split had not occurred yet, so Hyper Beam was treated as a physical attacker. Boom, that's hella evil. It's a good thing Slacking can't learn Explosion, but Slacking is still an evil creature if you teach it Skill Swap, which trades abilities. Holy fuck, who thought that was a genius idea? Also, I love naming my Slacking Bread. If you don't get the joke, I'm sorry. Just like that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, cookies and milk. Let's give a round of applause to Hoenn for making one of the greatest Pokemon ever, by the way. Honorable mentions go to Salamence and Metagross. Yes, I know these Pokemon are beasts of nature, but I didn't include them because I hardly ever use them, and it wouldn't be fair to list a Pokemon I didn't really use often. Plus, this list isn't really talking about competitive usage. If it were, then hell yeah, they would be here. Anyway, join me again next week when I grow. Anyway, join me again next week when I go through the top 10 worst Hoenn Pokemon. My name is CTMB Emotionless. You can call me Savage, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.